Hey, everybody. Big round of applause for everyone who came out to stand up for Geeks, ladies and gentlemen, here at MiyakoCon 3. Did I pronounce that correctly? What's that? MiyakoCon. I did pronounce that correctly. Big round of applause for me pronouncing something correctly. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. Awesome. This is a unique experience, and we've got it on film for you at home. Okay, so we're gonna do some panel chat to start off with. Let's do that to begin with. See if we can get the crowd in with some panel chat. Big round of applause for our first panels this evening. Zane Thomas, come on up here, Zane. Go ahead there, grab a seat, Zane. Grab a mic right there if you have anything to say. Who else we bring? Dashel, come on up here. Dash Thompson. Big round of applause, Dash Thompson. Amanda Lindeal, come on down here. Who's excited for Amanda Lindeal? Woo, what? She is. All right. Big round of applause for Jared Richard, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, all at once. So this is exciting. All right. So we're doing Stand Up for Geeks. A lot of people ask me, what does that mean, Tristan, Stand Up for Geeks? So it's the name that our lovely Ellen Clouden came up with us for how many years ago now? Oricon 33. That gives me no frame of reference, though. like 8 years ago? 9 years ago. Okay, so for 9 years, we have been doing this and still haven't got the picture. We should have stopped. All right. No, this is fine. We're masochists. We like this. So we're doing stand-up. Hi, how you doing? In name only, mainly. Come on in. What we like to do is...
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for exactly.
Yeah,
Big round of applause for our tech and the crew in the back, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you guys.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right. So obviously the topic for today's conversation is we're going to talk about anime, Japanese culture. So like I was getting back to what I was talking about before, Stand Up for Geeks, what's it all about? Who here has ever wanted to be a stand-up comedian, huh? For real, stand-up or hang out with stand-up comedians, right?
We don't even want to be stand-up comedians.
Yeah. So we're hanging with you and said it's just too much work to be an actual stand-up comedian, right? The road trips, the lifestyle. Ow, my liver, right? Yeah. You can handle this. We're just gonna have some fun. So if you guys have anything you guys want us to talk about, we'll open it up to the audience if you guys have any conversation points you want us to discuss further. But I thought we would talk about anime to start things off with. And so you guys go ahead and grab a microphone if you want to. Right. I'll edit this part out right here. So, okay. Good? No, I'm keeping that part. That's romantic. That's beautiful. Aww.
You're like the captain in Tennille no one wanted.
No, someone wants this. Someone wants this for sure.
Oh, yeah, I think for sure. Comment at home if you want it. No, right on the bottom. Okay, so we got anime talk. So the one thing when I was a kid that was so like quintessentially known about anime, it was hard to get a hold of. It was difficult to find. Do you remember that, Jared? You're more my age.
Well, I was a pastor's kid growing up, so it was really
hard to get a hold extra hard to get a hold of.
I wasn't allowed to watch it. It was like there was like basically like Disney, anime, and then porn. So
right.
It was really
yeah.
It was
that's
hard.
A lot of people. Their minds go straight to that because when you were a young man, especially our age, the anime you got sometimes was a crapshoot. You didn't know what you were getting, you know?
Sometimes it would be, like, turn into a porn.
Yeah, and sometimes you'd be in the middle of it, and you'd just be like, wow, I did
Gross.
not know it was going to go this route. But, yeah. So we are keeping this a PG-13 panel. So we are going to try to, like, are there any 13-year-olds in here? Okay, no.
If there are,
because if they are, they'll come up here and they'll tell us
all
all the dirtiest stuff is what I was going to say. They know the real weird stuff. But, yeah, my friend was bringing up the point to me that it was like VHS. How much were they, like $30 a pop? Yeah. Right, yeah, and you wanted to watch a Dragon Ball Z episode, a new one that would come out, that'd be $30, and then you'd end with, like, Goku just powering up. And then you knew that you had to go spend another $30 to watch him actually fight Cell.
What was the
that
first...
was a commitment. What was
God,
the first...
I almost said porn. What was the first anime? Anime was what I was trying to think. What was the first anime that you ever saw?
Well, see, I think the first anime that I ever saw, I didn't even realize it was anime. Because, like, back in the day, I was watching Transformers. Is that anime? You know, it was made by it made in definitely an anime style, and like it was drawn by I think probably pretty much everything's drawn in South Korea, right? So
The first anime that I saw was Gundam Wing, and
Oh, yeah?
when I was a kid, we had Toonami on Cartoon Network.
yeah,
So that's how I got all of my anime. 'Cause
Yeah.
That guy is now engaged.
He
'cause we
knows,
said
yeah.
Toonami.
Right.
And
Buzzword.
that's how I received all my anime. So I didn't have to deal with VHSs. I'm
see,
sorry.
yeah,
Tristan.
and you had like a filtering system that would
Yeah.
only bring you the semi quality at least.
Yes, they only brought me like the most popular, I guess.
Right.
So,
Well, that's nice. That's
yeah,
good.
So that was nice. That was my introduction.
Wow,
to
what a
anime.
bougie answer to that. I had all of my anime filtered. I did what every kid did. I went to the library and got anime for free, and then copied it onto my VHS. That's
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
stole
what you
it,
do.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Idiots.
the fiscal thing to do right there. Kids at home, you learn. But why would they bother? See, that's the thing is why would kids bother to record now? Because you can get absolutely anything. It's almost kind of, you actually might have had a golden pocket there where it was actually filtered for you and brought quality to you. Now there's such a dearth of it that like a lot of it's bad again the other direction to where it's just so much you don't know which specifically to go after. So that's a difficult thing too. So
Just like comedy.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Hey,
boo!
Bing Bing back again. What's the funniest anime? Do you guys have any funny, like particularly hilarious anime?
Well, I mean, for me, and this is like a really popular answer probably, but it would be One Punch Man.
One Punch? Yeah.
To me, that's the funniest. But I haven't seen a lot of comedy anime.
Well, it's tough because you're talking about a language barrier and a culture barrier, trying to get across the same jokes, and like a lot
Right.
of it's going to be, not lined up.
And
so.
and humor is it's different from over there to here. So some of the things don't quite line up.
Right. Sometimes just the
comedy-wise.
fact that they don't line up so abruptly makes them hilarious.
That's
like
true. And
Samurai
so-
Pizza Cats. That's like a fever dream. That is a fun
That
experience
sounds like a
right
fever
So
there.
dream.
It is.
It's funny for a different reason to
Right,
us,
yeah.
probably.
I
We're
mean, they meant
laughing
it to
at
be kawaii, cute, but yeah, it's just so bizarre that
It's
you're like,
so
what am I
over the-
watching?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun.
Like some of the one of my other all-time favorite animes is Soul Eater, and some of the humor in that is so over the top that you're like,
All right, so some of our viewers at home don't know what Soul Eater is. Give them a rundown. What is the lowdown of Soul
okay,
Eater?
so Soul Eater is an anime. It's about a school of kids who it's like Harry Potter, but the professor is death, and he teaches kids to hunt down witches who are evil, and each student has a weapon who's also a person. Yeah, see, I know anime, so.
So like my buddy the Axe?
Yeah, and they be a person, and then when
Right.
it's time to fight, they go, ah, and then they turn into an axe,
Right.
and then they fight, and they communicate with their weapon, and the better they are is how much more in sync they are with their weapon.
So it's not like a familiar or a demon or
yeah,
anything.
it's like a
They're an
weird buddy
equal.
cop movie.
So do they ever switch off? Are they like, you
Oh, yeah.
form the head this
oh
time?
yeah, they turn into people, and then they talk and they banter.
Right, but does the one who's the fighter and then the other one who's the sword, do they ever switch off and the sword guy becomes the fighter and then the other guy has to take on the role of the sword?
Not that I know. It's been a while since I saw the whole series, but as far as I know, no.
It's an interesting dynamic. I always like the idea, like in Japan, like the idea of
Does
like
someone have
demons
it- someone
are
said-
yeah. Ah, yeah.
see, he knows
Are
the
you the
whole
creator
thing.
of Soul Eater? Yes, you are. I'm so excited to have you here. This is amazing. I'm
Yeah.
a huge
It's,
fan.
it's been like 7 years since I've seen or read. It's been a long time since I saw it, so you would definitely know more. You probably saw it.
Is it also a video game? It sounds like it sounds like Soul Calibur is the video game that
At this point?
Yeah.
I would not doubt it.
yeah,
it's
as
a video
powerful,
game
as popular as it is.
somewhere.
Question in the back?
Two actually. Yeah, one there.
Oh, so like so the Meister has a power over the weapon regardless of who they are, or so the weapon as the power increases, the weapon has control over the Meister. That's an interesting dynamic. Is it ever played off like romantically? Is it like oh yeah,
Yes,
definitely. I
it
could see
I
that.
like
definitely
the
has.
first words this guy said.
Does it-
Yes.
yes.
Like, yeah. You remember that episode? We all do, don't
Oh
we?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting. A couple cosplay to do the Meister and the weapon. See, I think that one of the reasons why that animation has like a sexual connotation is because in Japan, they don't have normal like video porn, but cartoons are fine. You can show anything in cartoons. So it's weird. They're kind of like they're the way they look at it is like a different aspect of us, you know.
Right. So
They're like you can
it's-
see an artistic representation of sex at any age and appreciate it, but the actual display of sex, that's extra, you know, censored there. Money, yeah. Yeah, that's what I always tell my kids. If the answer if something seems weird and you can't figure out why it ended up that way, 99% of the time the answer is money. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Even beyond sex, it is. It is money, but it is. I swear to it. We're gonna keep this PG-13,
I
right?
am. I said money.
Yeah, no. Isn't that sad that we could like talk about the depravity of money, and that's fine for kids, right? But making
it's much
babies,
more sad, much more depressing.
no, we couldn't cross the line. Okay. So I have no idea what I was talking about. That's a beautiful moment to edit right here.
I think we said the first anime, right? Because you talked about.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, first
okay.
anime.
So the first anime. I think-
Amanda, what was yours?
oh yeah,
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
That
Nice.
counts. That
Yeah.
counts.
That totally counts.
Yep.
I grew up also really religious and sheltered. My dad was a preacher as well, so I wasn't allowed to watch like anything. Even Disney was bad. But then like we had TV and like Kids WB and stuff like that. So Pokemon, and then Death Note most recently.
Yeah. All right. So the
Yeah, I like
animated or
that.
the live action? Because I heard
Oh,
the
let's
live
not
action.
talk about the live action.
No.
Let's not. Yeah, they're
I'm
waving us down
okay.
in the back.
I saw the trailer for the live action. I was like, woof, it looks terrible. I'm sorry
Yeah.
if there's a fan of it. The anime was much better.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally,
He's cashing that
He's
paycheck
late.
right now. So no, that's too bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
the
in the live
voice.
action,
He's
yeah.
the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. His physical like appearance looks like one of the characters, and so they're like, therefore he should do the voice of that character.
he just looks like a demon always.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
It's like
That's
his
fair.
face, just his face.
Wasn't he also the Green Goblin?
Yeah,
Yep.
Got him.
He's got
Okay.
that
and that was
face.
almost an homage to the fact that he was supposed to be the Joker, but he like there was a weird backstory where Alec Baldwin was going to be Batman, Willem Dafoe was going to be the Joker, and that whole business like fell out of. And then for a while, after Alec Baldwin backed out of that, and then Willem Dafoe threw a hissy fit and was like, "No, I want to be Batman." And so
Killer
they
Willem
actually-
Dafoe impression, by the way.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
it's me,
Well,
Willem
it's me,
Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. I would like to be Batman, but yeah. Yeah, and that caused the whole contracts to go like squirrely. For a while, Willem Dafoe was actually like slated to be Batman. So when you find out later on that they went fine, Michael Keaton, like that actually makes sense when
that
you
makes
find the
sense.
journey that they went through.
Is Michael Keaton in between Alec Baldwin and William Dafoe then? Is he like the middle?
No,
They're
Alec
like,
Baldwin just had a good working relationship with the director, is all. So yeah. But a lot of people forget that Michael Keaton was a stand-up comedian. That weirds me out. Like he was like a big national, like known. No, did they say Alec Baldwin?
No,
Michael,
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton
Michael
was
Keaton.
a stand-up comic. Yeah,
Yeah, Michael Keaton was a
I knew that.
hilarious stand-up comedian. Yeah,
I knew that.
he like did amphitheaters and stuff like that. And the fact that people don't even remember that's kind of weird, you know, to me. It'd be like if like Steve Martin rolled out and was like the next villain in the next Marvel movie. And then
I would be there.
yeah, that would be awesome. But that'd
Wait.
be weird if like 5 years later everybody was like, Steve Martin did comedy? Like, it's not quite
Yeah,
not quite to that
it's kind
extent.
of jarring
but
to hear it. Well, you know Eric Bana, he started in stand-up comedy too.
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
does anybody else have a famous or a favorite weird person actually used to do stand-up comedy?
That was my one, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
just shot it.
No,
so
that's
I'm
good. That's a
sorry.
very quality one right
Michael
there.
Richards used to do stand-up comedy.
Michael
too.
Richards.
Uh,
Yeah. No,
Kramer,
actually,
he used to do it.
he used
yeah.
to do
I don't know
it.
what
I don't
happened.
think he
though.
ever
You
should
guys-
have, but
Let's get controversial, guys.
right. All right, backpedaling on that one. So you can imagine that the Quaid brothers. Can you imagine that? They were both comedians for a long time.
I could see that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Steve Buscemi was a stand-up comedian. He actually, this is a true story. He was doing a big deal, had his family roll out. Steve Buscemi is doing comedy. Paul Reiser shows up, just does a drop in. Steve Buscemi gets bumped, right? Years later, there's an episode of Mad About You where the script is Paul Reiser is a filmmaker and Steve Buscemi is a student filmmaker. And so Steve Buscemi is about ready to roll out with his student film. And then Paul Reiser comes out and trumps him somehow. And Steve Buscemi is stuck down in the subways doling out tokens. So, like, during the take, Steve Buscemi is extra visceral at Paul Reiser. And he's just like, man, you are really giving it to me. Like, he's like, He's like, yeah, you want to hear the story? It's like they didn't cast him because they knew that. It just the universe lined that up.
The moral of the story is that comedians are very short-sighted. We will hold grudges.
Right.
So don't look at us weird.
Right.
We'll remember.
Right. These guys are all going to get back at me for this. I'm sure.
Wait, what's that? What's that right there?
Oh, no, we're having fun.
Ooh.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're not really impressionists.
Hercule. Does that count?
Yeah.
I have an afro,
Could.
right? That's got to
Yeah.
count for something.
Yeah.
Hercule is pretty lame. I'm gonna be. That was mine.
Yeah.
That was really good. I don't have one. I don't have one. that I would
Flight of
feel-
Dragons. Did you guys ever see that movie? Awesome movie. It was a Bashkin product, but it was drawn not just in America, but it was a cooperative. Also, Asian artists, if I'm remembering rightly, if that's the right one. Anyway, I'm really stretching to get my impression of James Earl Jones from that movie, where he's the ultimate evil, and so he says that he will reach up and pluck the sun from the sky, and then John Ritter says, that's not where the sun even is. The sun was there 8 minutes ago. That's not even where the sun is. And then, of course, that's when James Earl Jones returns with the phrase, "The sun is the sun."
That's actually
That's pretty
really
good.
good.
That's
That's a
pretty
good
good.
James
Thank
Earl
you.
Jones.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't have an impression that I would be comfortable doing of any
Yeah.
anime character without coming off.
Okay, one of my
Oh.
favorite scenes.
Wow, you're really pinning us down, Ellen.
Yeah,
You're making us
she was
dance
like,
here.
"You
I
better
like
She's
it.
like
That's a
shoot.
good
She's like
prompt.
something."
she's like shooting bullets at our feet, and we're like,
Yeah.
dance it, prove
Yeah.
you know anime.
Dance
Do
monkeys!
it.
No, we just stand here and say stuff.
We do.
do
Whoa, you want to
that.
talk
That's a
about
good
boners
impression
or
of
something?
us.
No.
That's a good impression
Finally.
of us.
Oh,
Yeah.
PG-13. Oops.
Oh, Jared's
13-year-olds
wheelhouse.
don't know
Look,
about boners.
Jared's wheelhouse. Finally.
I really like the exaggerations in anime. I think that's really funny. Like,
Right.
it's just like so theatrical and dramatic. Like in Death Note, there's a lot of really dramatic scenes. Like one of my favorite scenes, he hides a camera in the bag of chips. And he's like, then I eat a potato chip. I'm like, then I write the name down. I was like, whoa. It was one of my favorite scenes ever. This guy knows what I'm talking about. Ooh. Yes.
So
I
what was the
love
name? What was the
that.
name again? JoJo's
JoJo's
Bizarre Adventure.
That sounds
right.
like a bizarre adventure. I'm into it. What was that? Highly recommend.
Okay.
All right,
all
audience.
right.
What's the most bizarre anime out there?
Is that it?
Yeah, what's one that
What's that? Uri Kuri?
Oh, crowd
all right.
favorite?
Cool.
Kuri Kuri?
Classic.
So if you're bored with this, just turn that on if you want to. We're not
Yeah,
getting paid.
turn
We
on
don't
Kuri
care.
Kuri.
Crunchyroll. Check it out on Crunchyroll. I get paid every time I say
Right, yeah,
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll, so good.
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll. No, we're not paid by them. He is, but he's just making a joke.
He's got a side gig.
Super stylized. Nice. Yeah,
I
it is.
mean, who would think an audience member who looks like Jesus would be so thoughtful? Like you, what a great answer.
Is it the hair and the beard, or is it the light?
It's the hand motion. Yeah, you got a beautiful, like
beautiful
halo
from our
light in
angle.
your hair. Like
That
I'm
is
falling in
amazing.
love.
That was
Let's-
all very profound.
That is very amazing.
I'd like to thank Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, for sitting in the front row.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you for blessing us.
We're just like animated in general. What's your favorite like animated manga comic book?
My favorite, I guess. I mean, it's a stereotypical answer, but Ghost in the Shell is it's the first one I ever saw. It's still, I think, amazing to this day, and just proof that anime shouldn't be live action. So yeah, but no, I don't know. I watch some anime, but like it's weird. My parents are still pastors and still terrible people, so I.
Oh, Jared has opinions. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Wow, look at that. Isn't that fun?
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of like good versus evil themes in pretty much everything. That's what drives a lot of stories. What was the one, the Titans with the wall? You know what I'm talking about?
Attack of the Titans.
Nice. Yeah, I just found out about that on the way here. And I think that one seems really interesting. I love the idea of like the evil is the Titans, but also maybe the evil is the people. Because if the Titans aren't there, then people are just gonna fight each other, and like then things will get crazy. I think that's
Right.
very interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
No spoilers.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
I just found
No
out about
spoilers.
it.
I just found out about this. I need this.
So on
Super
that
vague,
topic,
super vague. Did the rich people make the Titans? Tell me now. Okay, good. That was a theory. Oh. Yeah, and that's kind of like
Okay.
what intrigued me. I was like, all right, well, maybe the evil isn't this like monster that everyone's trying to fight. Like, it could also be inside the walls.
yeah.
There's your mic drop moment. It could be in the wall.
That's definitely implied. Yeah.
Audience Jesus is just glaring at you right now. He's like, how dare you take my thoughtful answer? Jeez. I like this guy.
So did you guys have any other religious characters in animation or comic
I mean,
books? Or?
I grew up very religious. I just didn't say it earlier because I try not to.
Like, I'm different. Look at me.
Yeah, it just doesn't come out of my mouth constantly like Jared over here. No, I mean I don't really like look for it necessarily.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not like looking for the religious themes or over undertones in anything in particular. Like Soul Eater, obviously we're talking about it's very heavy on like the death aspect and like afterlife and witches and evil and all that stuff. And yeah, so but then there's stuff like there's another anime that I really like called Hellsing, which is about yeah, I love that one. And that one's if I can remember it again, it's been a long time since I saw it. It's basically the paladin? Right.
Yeah.
Because there's that guy that he fights he's like a preacher. He's Irish, right? If I'm remembering this correctly. And anyways, he's like the very very powerful vampire, and he works for the Helsings. He basically became like the bodyguard of this girl who was in tech. Yes, who is? Thank you. Just come up here.
She's
I just-
completing
Yeah,
your
exactly.
sentences.
quit.
Yeah,
Come on up
wow.
here,
You're getting
Alex.
Yeah,
schooled.
just finish my sentences. I have seen these, and I'm just trying to recollect. And so he basically has become this girl's protector. She has inherited all this wealth, and she's in charge of basically battling like pretty much evil Nazis, right? Yeah, thank you. See,
Yeah.
as opposed to the good Nazis.
They just like the uniforms, you know? It's a sharp uniform. They're just not into the philosophy.
Anyways, Helsing's good. Check
Right.
it out.
Okay.
Can I talk on this one real quick?
Yeah, real
Just
quick.
Real
Yeah, no
quick.
problem.
Okay, so Death Note. That one's pretty much like the dude playing God, and that's like where you literally watch it like get taken like out of hand. Because like if any of us had the power to just like be like, nope, not you, like nope, not you, like we would all lose it. And like you can go into it thinking that you're gonna be a hero, but you can ultimately like become like the biggest villain that there is. But
Yeah, the
'Cause he
power
starts off
corrupts,
killing,
right?
like, yeah, he starts off killing like like evil people, villains, criminals, whatever. But then he has to kill innocent people who like are finding out who he is, and then in like down the rabbit hole of death. Woof.
Yep.
Definitely the era
Not
of the
cute.
anti-hero, no matter
Yeah.
what genre
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
very
It
true.
is
That
very
is very
interesting.
true.
We were talking about
Super
that in the last episode. Plug. Okay. Let's
I wasn't there. I don't know why I winked.
Wink in the camera.
wink at the camera. How you guys doing? Got to give them a little something at home. All right. We're going to do our quiz section here. So this is just for fun mainly. If you in the audience, give them a chance to get it wrong before you guys correct them real quick. So
Just mouth the answers
we
to me.
will
okay,
pay
so
you
we're gonna
after.
we're gonna
We will
split
get
these
it
off
wrong.
into teams, and since you guys are seated that way, we're gonna have Zane and Dash and Amanda and Jared. All right. So we're
Team
gonna go.
Good Nazi versus Team Pastor's Kid. There we go.
I almost called them bad Nazi. My bad.
But a bad Nazi makes them good. Wait. All right. Let's stop overthinking the Nazis.
You're bad at being a Nazi? Are you a good person?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say. All right. Back to the quiz. Here we go. You guys ready? So you guys are team 1. You guys are team 2.
Yeah.
All right. Team red, team blue. Is that better? I'm gonna get confused though. We'll go back to 1 and 2. Okay. So team 1.
Yes.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Which Hayao Miyazaki whimsical animated classic is also social commentary about pleasure houses? Is it A, Porco Rosso, B, Princess Mononoke, C, Spirited Away, or D, Castle of Cagliostro? Which Hayao
Why is it so tense in
Miyazaki?
here? It's not for any rewards. She's like, oh, what should we do?
Hmm.
Just answer.
It's all
Um,
coming down to this.
Let me think back into my extensive knowledge of anime. We're gonna go with probably the wrong answer. Princess Mononoke.
No, I'm sorry.
Can we buzz in?
Yeah, you guys want to go for a
We're
steal?
gonna go see Spirited Away.
That is correct. It
Boom!
is Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Hoop, hoop. All right, so that was
I'm not gonna
exciting.
get any of these. I'm just telling you that right now.
That's fine. So, yeah, what did you think when did you know that the first time you watched Spirited Away? You knew that ahead of
I
time?
didn't
Yeah,
know
that's I could cause some controversy here. I think Spirited Away may be his most overrated film. It's not my favorite, but I know that's what it's about.
Well, I mean, it's with a pantheon of his fantastic films, one of them has to be lackluster in your eyes. I think it's good. It's just very weird after you find out about like that's going on, and he's saying that it's bad for her to be at a pleasure house. So that's good that he's saying that.
it puts a weird.
He's saying
veil
they're bad
over it,
Nazis,
yeah.
right? But
He's saying the
Yeah.
evil Nazis.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. That's what
yeah.
it's really about.
Hey,
Is
come on
that,
in. We're
is that,
chatting about stuff.
Rick from Rick and Morty? Is that what it is?
yeah,
Yeah.
heck yeah. We're talking about anti-heroes too, so you can come on in. So,
And is that Morty, or are you just friend with a boyish-looking friend? What's happening here?
nice. All right. So we're doing stand up for geeks. Come on, check us out. All right, you guys ready for the next question?
Yes.
All right. So wait, I guess since you guys buzzed in, but I still go back to you guys, right? Because if you miss it,
Yeah,
then
we get
all
you
right.
can buzz in if we mess up.
Okay, here we go. Which American market franchise can you get all of the comfort foods at home and Japanese foods like pocky and mushrooms, in addition to clothing, home accessories, Hello Kitty diaries, and also serves as a tourist resource center with free Wi-Fi and is often cited as the safest place for visitors to use the ATM? Is it A, 7-Eleven, B, Walmart, C, Starbucks, or D, McDonald's? Which American market franchise can you get all of the comfort foods of home and Japanese food, in addition to clothing, goods and services, and is also known as being a tourist resource center?
Walmart?
No, I'm sorry, it is not Walmart.
Thank you.
You're relieved? It's good because this store is almost ubiquitous in Japan. They're all over the place. You guys want to buzz into the steal?
We will buzz in and we will go with McDonald's.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is 7-Eleven. It is 7-Eleven. Yeah, you're crazy there. You should go check them out on the internets. Yes, did you have a topic about that?
Oh, Soul
absolutely.
Eater for the win. I like that guy
But
too.
you see, the thing is,
Crowd wants to beat
communally,
us.
you guys we've already eliminated 2 of them at that point. Come on, like how low fruit do you? Come on.
Okay, but if
You know,
Rick-
just come up. You after we're show and we're dumb, you can punch us in the gut. How about that? Is that what you're looking for?
That's
if Rick
fair.
buzzes in, he has to do an impression of Rick when he does it. So
exactly.
Yes, you may attack me afterwards. It's fine. I don't care.
All right, let's derail for a second. Rick and Morty was originally based on the animated adventures of who? You guys know this?
The people from that movie with the car.
Yeah, the
Back to
people.
the Future.
That's
Back
what
to
it
the
was.
Future.
That's what it was.
People with the
Doc and-
car.
The
Doc
people
and
with
Could
the.
be
Marty.
Ghostbusters. That could be.
I left that
No,
very
I
open
knew what he was.
ended.
I knew it. I got it.
We
I knew
did.
he
We
was
did.
over
I was
there.
just like,
Yeah,
you know, I know. I have no
There's
words.
no points for that one, by
Well,
the
yeah.
way.
Well then.
You want to hear a fun fact?
Well, then I regret saying anything.
He created that series because he got sued by Bill Cosby for making a other web series called House of Cosby's,
Oh,
and so he did that movie as a big middle finger to the, and then that became his most successful show. Yeah, Justin Roiland. Yeah.
I think it's really funny because people are like, "Oh yeah, it's a great Dan Harmon cartoon," and I'm like, "Oh wait, didn't Justin Roiland like create it and write most of the concepts and voice the 2 main characters?"
Yeah, Harmon's
And
there.
yeah,
but
Harmon, don't
Roy-
worry, he's contributing.
Yeah,
and
but Roiland.
his money made it happen. But it's weird how people get
It's
that
all
confused.
pretty much Roiland.
Yeah, but it's too bad. I
Back
mean,
to the money thing we talked
money
about
thing we
earlier.
talked about.
Yeah,
the
money,
follow the money.
kids.
All
That's
right.
what life is about. No.
In 2005, Funimation attained the distribution rights for this 1992 anime, taking one step further by using a dub that takes many liberties with the source material and leaves it heavily Americanized, by which they mean many sexual references, dark humor, and references to current popular American culture that was added to it. Was this A, Samurai Champloo, B, Ah My Buddha, C, Fruits Basket, or D, Crayon Shin-chan?
Shin-chan.
Shin-chan is right.
Yeah, we're coming for you.
Yeah, that's good. Have you guys ever watched that cartoon? I love the concept of it where they're just like, we're not going to dub properly. We're going to make it funnier. They just add more stuff. Because I actually missed, did you guys remember seeing the first season of Dragon Ball Z when they rolled out? And they didn't even try to match up the original dialogue. They just like matched up the word movements, and they're like, "Come at me, carrot head!" And they didn't even bother to figure out what the backstory was.
That is such an American.
That is
thing
so
to
American
do.
thing to do.
Screw it.
Screw it. It's
Carrot
ours
head is
now.
actually a
Cool.
racial slur, so maybe
Right.
don't throw that around.
Yeah, it's an Irish slur, I think. I don't know. All right, you guys ready? Team 2. All right. Pinchetto Parlor contains millions of little steel what? A, dolls, B, spurs, C, bowls, or D, balls? Pinchinko Parlor. Did I say that wrong? Say it for me again in the background. Pachinko. I think that's what I said.
I'm gonna say C, bulls.
You think it's bowls? All right, no, I'm
Oh.
sorry, that's not correct. Did you guys want to steal?
I'm gonna say balls.
What you always say balls when you
I'm
have
the sex guy.
chance.
Gross. Put your heads in shame.
Oh, here's the thing. It's right. It is.
Oh,
It totally is balls.
that's not any more shameful. You still answer.
I just said the answer. There was nothing weird about that.
So do you guys know what that? So do you know what that is?
You know what balls are?
Yeah.
No. Do you know what the parlors are? It's a gambling hall.
Yeah, no, I think I saw it on TV one time where they like it drops and you have to like try and get in the thing. It's like a luck and chance game.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's
They
what
have
that
it
is.
at where is it? Where they filmed the Goonies, Cannon Beach. They have you can play that game. Yeah.
My friend had
That's
one in
skee-ball.
his back patio for gambling, a little machine, and so he would just use it to piggy bank, and he would just plunk nickels into it, save it up. Then he had a party. All his friends came over, and they were excited playing the game, and he was like, "Cool, you like my old toy? This is great." Until one of the friends won. And they're like, "Oh my God, look at all these nickels!" And he's like, "Yeah, you're stealing my nickels, dude." And he's just like, "But what do you do at that point?" You're like, "No, those nickels are mine."
Exactly what you do.
That's
Get out of my house. Those are
mine.
my nickels.
So yeah, that's the backstory on that. A Keretsu is a
Keretsu.
conglomeration of A, cherry blossoms, B, fishing nets, C, swear words, or D, businesses.
What was the choices again?
Was it a conglomeration of A, cherry blossoms, B, fishing nets, C, swear words, or D, businesses?
We're gonna go with A, cherry blossoms.
No, I'm sorry, that is not correct. Team 2, would you like to take a guess at that?
Can I do a phone a friend? Can I just get an audience here?
No,
I
you
like
can't
them all
phone
so
a
much.
friend.
I'm just gonna say it because it's funny. I'm gonna say swear words.
No, I'm sorry, it is
Uh.
not swear words, but you have given the audience their opportunity. What is it? No, you're wrong. Everybody's wrong.
Businesses?
It was businesses.
That's what I mouthed
yeah.
to him, and he was like, "No."
The reason why I mention it is because they actually, Japan kind of pioneered the idea of like what we call globalization now, I guess. So like, you know, they have companies that one company like Honda will make everything from machines to, you know, motors to guitars to banking industries. So they're really good at keeping it. So looking at their philosophies on that particular subject is a very interesting one. So all right, the final subject before we bring up some stand up is we're gonna do the last question here. Is this a tiebreaker? What are we at in scores? It's 1-1. Tiebreaker.
No, it's 2-1. Yeah,
2-2.
2-2.
2-2. That's what it is. So we're going to team 2 now. That seems
Team
right.
2.
All right. Which Japanese city was never the capital? Is it A, Tokyo, B, Edo, C, Osaka, or D, Kyoto? Which Japanese city was never the capital? Has never, ever been the capital. Tokyo, Edo, Osaka, Kyoto. Apologize for any
Say
mispronunciations.
B.
No, I am sorry. That was once the capital.
Well, I mean, we're going to go because at this point it's 50-50 because Tokyo is currently the capital.
Very good.
I'm going to say C.
That is correct. And they are the winners. Osaka was
Won.
never the capital of Japan. All right, so you guys want to see some stand-up comedy? You guys still want to do some stand-up comedy? Beautiful. Do we have simpatico? Then we'll do it. Our first stand-up comedian of the evening, a very funny Dash. Dashel Thompson, come on up to this microphone.
All right. Oh, yeah, cool. This isn't jarring. Hey, I was on my way recently. I was on my way to Eugene, and I passed by a sign for a restaurant that said Humpty's Dump Bar and Grill. Your hearing is working just fine. That is a real place. I know you might be thinking, I think he meant to say Humpty Dumpty's, but no. I said Humpty's Fat Turd Bar and Grill. That is a real business. Okay, someone has been there. On first time doing this joke, someone, and he is totally for it too.
That's Rick, right? That makes
Yeah,
sense that Rick
it
would
makes
be
sense
into it.
it's Rick. Of course I could see Rick being like, hey, go to Humpty's Dump. It's in there. That's my Rick impression.
Solid
Hey.
impersonation.
Thank you for holding that back.
Yeah. Hey, Morty, have you been to this restaurant? It's called Humpty's Dump. Oh, I'm not even going to finish this joke now. Because now I'm just Rick from Rick and Morty. I'm just butchering everything. Oh, it's great. I'll move on. The lights changed. Great. Yes.
Did we just
Oh,
have a
it's so
stroke, or
good.
did the lights? I think that's probably
I
telling
just
us that
had
we need to wrap up.
Yeah,
Is that what those lights
That's what
are?
the lights are. Like,
No,
please.
we're fine.
It means
We're having a
end
blue light
this
special
now.
right now. All right, Dashel. Get back.
Okay,
Big round of applause for
hey.
Dashel.
Okay. I was looking through some old baby photos recently, and they were mine, by the way. I don't just look. I just go looking through people's baby photos, and they're just like, "Get out of here, Dash! Dash broke in, looked at our baby photos. He took one." No, I was looking at my baby photos, and I found out that as a toddler, my mom put a rat tail on my head, which is really disheartening because you never looked at someone with a rat tail and thought, that guy could do my taxes. But you have looked at a guy with a rat tail and thought, they probably keep all their money in shoebox, I think. Because, like, you know how moms will put, like, mohawks on their toddlers, and they're like, oh, he's a little punk rocker. My mom put a rat tail on my head and was like, look, he's a little junkyard salvager. Isn't that cute? Yeah, look at him. Yeah. And the cool hairstyles didn't end there because later my mom decided to send me to my first day of school with a bowl cut. A bowl cut. Which, by the way, culturally, in the States, if you see someone with a bowl cut, you're like, he's homeschooled for sure. But one of the great things is, like, in every anime, at least one character has a bowl cut. Like, guarantee. So if you see someone in Japan with a bowl cut, they're like, that guy owns half of Japan. It's just totally different. And it makes sense, because the bowl cut is a totally logical, super useful haircut. It's out of the eyes, off the ears. Perfect. But over here, we're like, nerd. I'm like, it's streamlined. I'm going to end on this. You guys look so excited. In middle school, I was one of my pastimes was I loved wrestling, like WWE and all that stuff. Which weird. I totally thought people at animes would be totally into choke slams for some reason, but I guess I misread that. But I was super into wrestling. Me and my buddy would pretend wrestle on like trampolines. It's not weird, super cool. And we even came up with our own wrestling duo. We called ourselves the Venom Bros. Pretty dope, I know. It's cool. Just hold your applause. And we had our own tagline too, because you know how like Ric Flair had like "woo" and The Rock was like, "You'd smell this crap" or whatever. I don't know. What I'm not. I don't. You can tell I'm not an expert on anything, so don't judge my accuracy. But as the Venom Bros, we had our own tagline, but it was like far less intimidating. Ours was Venom Bros. Just it turns out, is like not the coolest wrestling duo ever. That will never make it into the. Anyways, that's my time. Thank you so much.
Keep it going for Dash, ladies and gentlemen. 2 hands clapping means you like him. Awesome. I like the idea of like the potential tag team of wrestlers watching the show and then being really bummed out because they actually were going to be the Venom Bros.
I
And they're
I
like,
know.
oh, it's taken
Oh,
now.
man,
And
someone
plus, they
took
had
it.
that sweet line. All right,
Yeah.
let's bring up the next comic, Zane, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it going for Zane Thomas, ladies and gentlemen, talking about whatever he'd like. There it goes. Zane.
Whatever I like.
Whatever you want to.
Dangerous. I want to talk a little bit about Portland. We're from Portland. It's a really cool place. I went to the Apple store the other day. Even the Macs were PC. It was insane, guys. It was insane. Tech guy loves it.
Killing the tech guy back there.
I played an only tech guy crowd, so no, it's super dope. Even lit me up better. Thank you. Yeah, I know who I'm talking to from now on. No, so I have a girlfriend. I haven't always had one, but like I have one now, and she's amazing. But it's really annoying because as a comedian, I have nothing to complain about. You know, she's like, "Do you want to like play video games, read comic books, and watch anime?" And I'm just like, "Quit nagging me." Ah, God. I went on a really bad date one time. Does anybody have like a really awkward date where like you meant well, but like it all just went horribly wrong? Yeah, thank you for the support, guys. No, this happened to me and it was awful. So I had a crush on this girl, and the plan was we were gonna go up into the woods, smoke some weed, then we were gonna I was gonna draw a heart on the window to let her know that I liked her, right? Thank you, thank you. Then it went horribly wrong because we get up there and I'm like, so I could put fog on the window. Yeah, and she's like, "Are you okay?" Right? And I realized like how weird that probably looked, So like I tried to like roll down the window to get all the fog off, and I hit the door lock. So what she saw was, "Are you okay?" Which was the last sound she wanted to hear. I'll get out of here on this one. I spent some time in an Asian country. I went to China for a while. I was a teacher over in China. It was really cool. They gave me a kindergarten class. And they're like, "You can name this class whatever you want." I was like, "Anything?" They're like, "Anything." I was like, "Anything?" Like anything. I was like, "All right." So there was Luke, there was Sky, Walker. All right, they were Star Wars characters, but like whatever, it's fine. But anyways, I go into class this one day, and there's 2 kids hanging out with dart guns and one girl in the corner crying. And I was like, "What happened?" One of them was like, "Well, he did it, so then I did it." And the other one's like, "Well, he did it, so then I did it." And I'm like, "Han, Greedo. I don't care who shot first. Someone needs to go apologize to Qui-Gon Jinn." That was her Chinese name. All right, I'm Zane Thomas. Thanks a lot.
Keep it going for Zane Thomas. I gave my kids literary names. My son is Theoden, and he was hanging out at playgroup with a kid whose name was Sauron, right? Well, then the mom didn't know that it was a Lord of the Rings character. She was just shocked. She was like, "What? He's an evil wizard?" I'm like, "Yeah, Google it first, lady. Fucking, it's your kid." All right, let's get a lady up there. How about you, Amanda? You want to go up there? Amanda Lindeal with the most awkward intro ever for a lady. She's a lady, and I'm gonna feel bad for this all night.
You
I will.
should.
I should. I'm an asshole.
I'm tougher than all these
Okay,
idiots.
that's
It's
indisputable.
true.
She's right. She's
I
my
got cape
girlfriend.
socks. I could fight all these dudes. Except for him, he also grew up religious. I feel like we would duke it out. All right. Anyways, that was weird. All right. So my name is Amanda Lindeal. I got my name from my dad, who's a musician, and thought it'd be really cute to name me after the instrument, Amanda Lynn. Amanda Lynn, she gets it. Yeah. My name's a dad joke, so. Thanks. One time my dad saw me in a show and he's like, I hope you don't think I named you as a joke. I'm like, Dad, it's a good opener. Let me have it. He's a nice guy. My first name is Amanda, which is fun because I don't know if there's any Amandas in the crowd or you know some. Your name Amanda? Nice. Do people ever walk around and be like, hey, you're a man, duh? It's not original. God, isn't that annoying? It's so frustrating. I also looked, sounded, and acted like a little boy the first 14 years of my life. So kind of rude. Wasn't a fan. I was like, shut up. Ugh, not a cute look. I haven't been to an anime convention. This is super cool. I appreciate you guys having us here. Thank you. Thank you. I'm new to the anime stuff, but I dig it. It's nice. I am more of like a comic book kind of nerd. You can see the socks with the capes. You get it. I did go to a comic book convention in Chicago, and my very first convention, C2E2, baby, is what's up. The first convention I ever went to was actually a Williams syndrome convention. My little sister has Williams syndrome. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's very similar to Down syndrome. She just has an extra chromosome that I'm just convinced is full of love and cupcakes because she's magical. She's the best person I ever met. She also takes things very literally. When my mom explained to her she had Williams syndrome, my mom told her that she has a very mild case. She was like, okay, sure. So we go to this convention, and she meets a girl who has a very severe case. She turns to my mom and goes, Mom, that girl's really spicy. It's like mild. Yeah, nice. I like that. It was good. She's killing it. She's one of the funniest people ever. She continuously keeps accidentally calling Channing Tatum changing totem, which he should change his name for sure. That's much better. And we used to raise Dalmatians when we were, homeschooled. Woof. Yeah, we raised Dalmatians. A lot of fun. My oldest sister was obsessed. She had all Dalmatian clothes. She was a real dork. But I love her. But she was like, all she wore were like polka dots and pretended she was a dog. Don't worry about it. But we actually named one of the puppies Christina before she was born. And I was telling her this story, and then she stops me. She goes, wait, are you telling me I was named after a puppy? And I'm like, well, no, I mean, and she goes, because that's freaking awesome. I was like, you're the best person I ever met. She's super cool. And my other favorite person is my 8-year-old nephew. You can tell how I dress. I hang out with cool kids. You know what I mean? 8-year-old nephew, coolest kid ever. We just hang out, watch Adventure Time, and fart a bunch. It's amazing. Fucking top shelf entertainment right there. He's the best, and he also has like very silly little kid like ways of explaining or like saying things. He, for whatever reason, decided that boobs are called bubbles. Nice. That's pretty great. And one time he's helping my sister-in-law do her laundry, and he found her bra, and he just started cracking up. And she was like, oh, my God, don't be immature. And he goes, Mom, is this your bubble skirt? Still the funniest bubble skirt? Are you kidding me? It's the funniest thing I've ever heard and probably ever will hear. You guys are super cool. I appreciate you having us. I've been Amanda Lynn Deal. Have a good night.
Keep it going for Amanda Lynn Deal, ladies and gentlemen. Future owner of the Bubble Skirt Bra Company. It's a solid name right there. I have a cute story about my son. I come in late one night, and I'm putting the clothes away because I'm still doing the dad thing, even though I'm a comedian, and he's got his eyes fluttering, so I know he's dreaming. So I'm trying to be really quiet, and I go to put the clothes away, and I turn around and I see his eyes open, and they're all full of sparkles, because I can tell he's just been dreaming, right? So I know his imagination is kicking on full steam, right? So I look at him and I'm like, hey, Theo, if you could be a robot with wheels or a bird with wings, what would you be? And he said to me the cutest thing. I'll never forget this. He looks at me and goes, I don't know, man. It's like 2 a.m. I can't hang out with you right now. So, kids do say the darndest thing, huh? All right, let's get our final comedian. Big round of applause for Jared Richard, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Yes.
From Capital City Theater.
Yes,
Yeah,
Capital
check
City
that out.
Theater. Yeah, my round of applause. Who has been to a show at Capital City Theater, guys? Just you? Yeah. Oh, and
Jesus
you. Oh,
once
good.
again
Jesus
saves.
and Rick. Yeah, way to go. Well, yes, I do a lot of work there, and a lot of people will like watch Netflix specials and be like, "Ah, man, I want to do stand-up comedy." That's not stand-up comedy. This is stand-up comedy. Like, if this looks depressing to you, then don't do stand-up comedy. I know you're wondering what I'm dressed up as. I am cosplaying as a chubby cab driver with a gross mustache. So
Nailed it.
you're looking really good right now. This is what happens when you get married and you just get bored. You're like, let's see what she won't divorce me for. Like, let's just give it a try. Turns out, still going, all right? Miracles happen. Don't stop believing, guys. Oh, I got the blue light. Or violet? I don't know. I don't know if I'm colorblind or just homeschooled. Yeah, when she said homeschool, yeah, I was homeschooled too. Yeah, if anyone ever tells you that's a good idea, no, it's not. I don't know how to do long division. I don't know what it is. I just look at that. I'm like, me no, and I just go on Google. So this is sad. Yeah, no, I am married. It's my wife is she's a really strange person because she asks like really dumb questions. Like I'll come home and she'll hold up like an empty bottle of wine, like guess who drank all the wine? I'm like, you're the only one I live with. It's obviously you. Like I don't think we have a wine ghost who just comes like, ooh, Cabernet, ooh. Yikes. My wife, I just turned 30 this last year. My wife was like, oh, I'm so excited to turn 30. Then people really take me seriously. Isn't that great for you? I'm like, do you know what I do for a living? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, real bite in the dick. I can say that, right? Okay, good. Yeah, we all have them. Some of us do. Good. Most anime characters, I don't know. I've never seen one like that. But yeah, they exist. No one wants to talk about it. It's all right.
It's mainly
Good.
tentacles.
Yeah, made of
but no,
tentacles.
no.
Yeah. That's the
I
unknown.
specifically
that's
said
the
I
unknown
wasn't going to
anime,
talk
yeah.
about tentacles.
Like,
I'm so sorry.
Tonight on Toonami, tentacle dick. Oh, I'm embarrassed, Jesus. That's nothing we said made you embarrassed, but that was like, that's too much. He's going to hell. He's going straight there. That's wow. That's man. I'll tell you one last thing. I went to the movies today, and I live in Wilsonville, which is in fact a mistake. Don't do it. And if you live in Salem, count your blessings. And I went to the Wilsonville Cinema, and I like that theaters are trying to compete and do like great things and trying to like, oh, hey, come to the theater. We have beer here or whatever it may be. But there was I was at the urinal and there was trivia in the middle of the urinal. I was like, oh, this is great. I'm so excited I love movie trivia. And it's Harry Potter trivia. I'm like, oh, this is even better. But it's weird because like the first question at the urinal is a picture of like young Hermione. And when you have your tentacle out, it's a little weird. And you're like, okay, next question, go down. And then it's like Ron and Harry as kids. Also terrible for that situation. The worst one is the last question at the urinal is just a picture of Hagrid doing this. Like right into the belly of whatever this is. My name is Jared. Make better choices. Have a good night. Yes.
Keep it going for Jared Richard, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so that's the show. Let's go ahead and give a round of applause for all of our panelists this evening. Round of applause. We'll start off from the end there. We'll go with the. Did you want to say something real quick, Tash?
Not at all.
All right, so perfect. That'll fit in nicely. All right, so Zane, when can we see you again? Where do you play at?
I will be at Only the Baddest every Wednesday watching her show
Nice.
in Portland.
That's a
Yep.
good.
Where's
man
it at
right
in Portland?
there.
Huh?
Where's it at in Portland?
It's at the Funhouse Lounge.
Okay, good.
so
Go to the Funhouse Lounge.
Go to
and if you
Funhouse
want to
Lounge. There's
see
always
some of
Amanda
these
Lindy.
comics, there's a good chance you'll catch one of them.
So I'm also at Capital City Theater pretty often. I'll be there tonight, actually, in an hour, doing our Craigslist Misconnection show with this guy over here, where he's allowed to say the other stuff he was doing.
Oh yeah, they can say all the stuff there.
I also host the open mic every Thursday at Capital City Theater, and I also do stand up usually Friday, Saturday. So yeah, that's when you can see.
Yeah,
me.
so if you're here in Salem and you want to check out comedy, just definitely go check out the Capital City Theater. Amanda, a big round of applause for Dashville, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause for Dashville. Amanda Lindeal.
Well, Zane did mention I run a weekly show in Portland at Funhouse Lounge on Wednesdays called Only the Baddest, 10 p.m. I also am going to be headlining the end of this month in random part of Washington. So I'll find it and I'll just keep talking until they tell me to stop.
Yep.
This is comedy. Remember when
Yeah,
he was like, you want to do comedy? You're like, I'm going to the middle of nowhere. I think there's money or a drink or something. Like, the easiest way to get murdered is do comedy. So that's that.
The funnest way, at least. The funniest way. All right, and a big round of applause for our fourth panelist, Jared Richard, ladies and gentlemen, and Amanda simultaneously all going around.
And Zane.
And Zane.
One more plug. Yeah, it's good.
And not for Dash, though.
Oh, this is good. If you want to see me, go to Capital City Theater. I run all the shows there. We have stand-up comedy, variety shows. I teach improv, all kinds of stuff. I do shows off and on when I'm not doing shows at Capital City Theater. But support Salem like you're supported it now, and keep being good people. Good.
You guys have been a wonderful audience. Thank you very much. A big round of applause for yourselves. Do we have any party comments or questions before we get out of here? We are recording this. It will be on YouTube. The show is called Stand Up for Geeks. This is actually episode number 9. So if you want to see some of the previous episodes, we would love to have a following. So please check that out. Oh, yes, and we're also at the GameStorm convention coming up. We're going to be doing Dum Dums and Dragons. You guys know Shane Hosey? Shane Hosey wrote a slimmed-down version of your favorite famous RPG, whose name I won't mention, but was inspired by that to come up with a comedy version of that, which can be, a character can be created, an entire adventure can be done in about an hour. So it kind of is the quick fix to get you back into RPGs if you haven't been doing it for a while.
What?
And we're going to get a panel of funny nut comics up there, all wacky, zany doodle rolling the dice. It's going to be awesome. You should come check it out at GameStorm. Saturday, the 7th of April at GameStorm. Check it out. Thank you very much. Big round of applause for Ellen, keeping us on track, being an excellent resource. And big round of applause for the tech guys and ladies in the back there. Big round of applause for all of them. And, of course, our camera ladies and my wife and daughter. Big round of applause for them. And that's the whole show. Big thanks again for MiyakoCon. Thank you very much for having us. We hope to be again back next year. Thanks.